I don't want to tell you to close your eyes. Just open your eyes, but only watch your steps.
Okay.
Your foot.
Okay.
Okay, I'll walk.
Okay, just look
Don't
at the
shoot.
ground.
So don't
No
break
cheating.
Yeah. So don't break the surprise. When I say look in front of you, you have to look, okay?
Okay.
Just firstly, keep watching
Looking down.
yourself.
Just
Stop
looking
it.
down.
Close your eyes.
Ah,
Close your eyes. Open your
Not
eyes.
looking at it.
come on, follow me. To
Okay,
the wall,
okay.
To the wall. To the wall, please. No,
On
no.
it? Oh, I was like, oh my gosh.
Just to the wall.
Okay, I'm looking at
Look
the wall.
in front of you.
Oh, wow.
Surprise.
Oh my gosh.
Greetings, fellow travelers. This is Rick and Jess Adventures.
If you've been accompanying us so far on our journey, welcome back. Your support, enthusiasm, comments, and especially your subscriptions mean the absolute world to us.
For those just joining us, let's get you caught up. This travel guide is part of a multi-country vacation. In our previous episode, we explored the historical wonders of Israel. Now, we're crossing the King Hussein Bridge border crossing to dive into the incredible treasures of Jordan. But the adventure doesn't stop here. Upcoming episodes will take us to Egypt and Greece, so be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single moment.
The country Jordan is named after the Jordan River, which flows from the Sea of Galilee down to the Dead Sea, marking the border between Jordan and Israel. Though various theories exist about the river's name, the most likely explanation is that it comes from the Hebrew word yarden, which means to descend or to flow down. The river has played a significant role in the region's history, both as a geographical landmark and as a site of religious importance. Over time, the name Jordan came to represent the entire country, symbolizing its connection to the river that has shaped its landscape and history.
In this episode, we'll be covering some of Jordan's most iconic sites, so be sure to use the timestamps in the video description if you want to skip to specific locations. Now let's jump into what makes each destination so special.
Maghtas Baptismal Site. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, this sacred location has been revered since Byzantine times as the traditional site of Jesus' baptism by John the Baptist. It's a profound spiritual and historical landmark along the Jordan River.
Next up is Jerash, one of the best preserved Greco-Roman cities in the world. It was part of the Decapolis, a league of 10 cities under Roman rule. Walking its colonnaded streets and visiting its grand temples transports you back to ancient times.
We also made a stop at the Amman Citadel. Perched atop a hill in downtown Amman, this site offers remnants from various civilizations, including Roman, Byzantine, and Umayyad periods. Known as Philadelphia in the Hellenistic era, it was also one of the Decapolis cities.
St. George's Church, located in Madaba, this church is famous for its stunning 6th century mosaic map of the Holy Land, the oldest surviving cartographic depiction of the region.
Mount Nebo, a site of biblical importance, Mount Nebo is believed to be where Moses viewed the Promised Land before his death. It offers breathtaking views of the Jordan Valley and beyond.
Petra, one of the new 7 wonders of the world, this ancient Nabatean city is renowned for its rock-cut architecture, including the iconic treasury. It's a must-visit for its historical and archaeological significance.
Little Petra, also known as Albeida, a smaller but equally fascinating Nabatean site, Little Petra was likely a trading suburb of Petra. Its painted interiors and rock-cut structures are mesmerizing.
Wadi Rum, known as the Valley of the Moon, this desert landscape is famed for its dramatic red sandstone mountains, ancient petroglyphs, and its connection to major Hollywood movies.
Ash-Shawbak Castle, also known as Montreal, is a crusader castle built in the 12th century. Shobak Castle offers insight into medieval fortifications and a glimpse into the region's tumultuous history.
The Dead Sea, the lowest point on Earth. The Dead Sea is famous for its mineral-rich waters and therapeutic mud. Floating effortlessly on its surface is a unique experience.
Before getting into the incredible sights featured in this episode, let's pause to discuss the essential travel preparations we recommend for visiting a new destination. These are the key factors we consider.
Entry requirements and travel advisories.
Recommended immunizations.
Outlet type.
Language.
Appropriate dress.
Currency.
And weather.
First, let's discuss entry requirements and travel advisories.
As U.S. citizens, we began by checking the U.S. State Department's website for entry requirements and travel advisories. For Jordan, a valid passport with at least 6 months of validity is required. Additionally, U.S. citizens need a visa to enter the country.
Single entry visas can be obtained upon arrival at Amman's Queen Alia International Airport or at most land border crossings, except at the King Hussein or Allenby Bridge. The visa fee is approximately 40 Jordanian dinars.
In our case, we crossed at a border where single entry visas were not available for visitors. Fortunately, we were traveling with a tour company, and our driver carried visa waiver documents which allowed us to proceed through the bridge border crossing. Note that one of the requirements for this arrangement is staying in Jordan for at least 3 nights.
When it comes to travel advisories, the U.S. State Department uses a 4-level system. Level 1, you should exercise normal precautions. Level 2, you should exercise increased caution. Level 3, you should reconsider travel. And Level 4, do not travel.
Because these advisories can change, we recommend checking the latest updates online before your trip. As of December 27, 2024, the areas we visited in Jordan were under a Level 2 advisory, exercise increased caution. This level of caution, shown in yellow, is comparable to advisories for much of the world, including destinations like the United Kingdom, India, and China.
Second, let's talk about recommended vaccines. For us in our travels, we like to check the recommendations on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website. The CDC recommends that travelers to Jordan ensure they are up to date on routine vaccinations such as the measles, mumps, and rubella or MMR vaccine. Additionally, vaccines for COVID-19, hepatitis A, and typhoid are advised. These are common recommendations for travelers to many destinations.
For the most up-to-date and detailed information, we encourage visiting the CDC's official website. It's also important to note that we are not medical professionals. When it comes to medical advice, we strongly recommend consulting your primary care provider to discuss your specific health needs and any necessary precautions for traveling.
Another important travel step is to ensure that you have the right travel adapters. Jordan uses power sockets type C, D, F, G, and J with a standard voltage of 230 volts and a frequency of 50 Hz. Travelers from the U.S. will need a power plug adapter and should ensure their devices can handle the higher voltage to avoid damage. In case you are wondering, most universal travel adapters would include an option that will work in Jordan.
Next, we've always held that learning a few basic phrases or words in the local language will enhance your travel experience. Even if you only know a few basic words, locals often appreciate the effort, and it could lead to more meaningful interactions, whether that's receiving local tips, discovering hidden gems, or simply being treated with greater warmth and kindness. Additionally, making an effort to speak the language shows respect for the country and its people, which can help break down barriers and make your experience more enjoyable and authentic. It could lead to unexpected moments of connection, where locals appreciate your effort and perhaps even teach you something new.
In Jordan, Arabic is the official language. With that being said, here are some basic helpful words and phrases that you could use on your travels. To say good morning, you'll want to use Sabah al-Kheri. For good evening, you'll want to say Masa al-Kheri. To say peace be upon you, you'll want to say Assalamu alaikum. To say thank you, you'll want to say Shukran. To say yes, you'll use Nam. To say no, you'll use La.
Jordan is a predominantly a Muslim country with conservative dress norms. Both men and women are advised to dress modestly, covering shoulders and knees, especially in rural areas and religious sites. Lightweight, loose-fitted clothing is recommended to stay cool while respecting local customs.
The official currency is the Jordanian dinar, abbreviated as JD. At the time of this video, the exchange rate is relatively stable, with $1 US approximately equal to 0.71 Jordanian dinar. Currency can be exchanged at banks, exchange offices, and major hotels. As always, you should check online for more up-to-date information on exchange rates.
Weather plays a crucial role in determining what to pack for your trip. Coming from Las Vegas, I know that many assume deserts are always hot, but that's not the case. Travelers often get caught off guard by the colder weather in winter. The same holds true for Jordan.
In summer, which is June to August, Jordan experiences hot and dry conditions, with temperatures often exceeding 36 degrees Celsius or 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Winters, December to February, bring cooler weather, especially in the highlands, where temperatures range between 9 to 13 degrees Celsius, which is equal to about 48 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and occasional rainfall occurs. In contrast, desert regions remain warmer, averaging 19 to 22 degrees Celsius, which is about 66 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
In spring, from March to May, and autumn, September to November, it offers milder, more comfortable temperatures, making these seasons ideal for outdoor activities.
By understanding Jordan's weather patterns, you can pack appropriately, ensuring an enjoyable trip.
With these travel tips out of the way, let's briefly talk about our entry into Jordan.
As mentioned previously in the episode, we entered Jordan from Israel by crossing the King Hussein or the Allenby Bridge border crossing. If you're planning to cross from Israel, there is an exit fee. At the time of our trip, the fee was approximately $50 US per person. In addition, between the Israeli and Jordanian terminals, a shuttle service operates. The fare was about $10 US per person and $2 US per luggage item.
If you are considering this border crossing, always verify the border's operating hours, as they can change. As of October, this crossing was open Sunday to Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and Fridays between 8 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. On Saturdays, this crossing will be closed. It is important to note that operating hours may vary on Jewish, Muslim, and national holidays. For instance, the border is closed on Yom Kippur and Muslim New Year.
U.S. citizens must obtain a visa in advance for this crossing. However, if you're part of a tour group, the company may handle the documentation to waive this requirement, as ours did. One option to check into is the Jordan Pass, which waives visa fees if you stay at least 3 nights in Jordan. It also grants access to popular sites like the Amman Citadel, Jerash Archaeological Site and Museum, and Petra.
Next, let's discuss the process that we experienced between the border terminals.
First, at the Israeli terminal, we headed toward the exit tax kiosk, waited in line, and paid the exit tax. Once that was complete, we took the receipt along with our passports to the immigration counter for processing. Once cleared, we proceeded to the seating area to wait for the shuttle that transports passengers and luggage to the Jordanian terminal. Our main travel tip is to arrive early in the day to avoid long waits. During busy periods, travelers have reported waiting several hours to complete the crossing.
During transit between the Israeli and Jordanian terminals, the Jordanian police will collect your passports. These passports will be securely held by the driver and then handed over to the Jordanian immigration upon arrival.
At the Jordanian terminal, a ticket collector will collect the previously mentioned shuttle fares from passengers. After you disembark the shuttle, you will head into the Jordanian border terminal.
Within the Jordanian border terminal, you will be called by name to receive your passport.
Proceed to a counter where your visa or travel documents will be confirmed.
Once our documents were processed, we were warmly greeted by our Jordanian guide, marking the official start of our adventure in Jordan. The first site on our agenda was the Baptismal site.
Maghtas, meaning the place of immersion in Arabic, is located about 12 minutes from the Jordanian terminal after crossing the King Hussein Allenby Bridge. Renowned for its historical, biblical, and archaeological significance, it is a must-visit destination for travelers and pilgrims alike.
This site is open year-round, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. in summer, and 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in winter. The last entrance is 1 hour prior to closing.
The ticket prices at the time of our visit were 12 Jordanian dinar.
The journey begins at the visitor center, where you can explore exhibits about the site while waiting for a shuttle. The shuttle departs every 30 minutes, and it takes about 5 minutes to reach the Jordan River. A guide will accompany your group, offering insights into the site's rich biblical and archaeological heritage.
In terms of biblical significance, it is believed to be the site of Jesus' baptism by John the Baptist, marking the start of Jesus' public ministry. All 4 gospel writers mention Jesus' baptism, but only John specifies the location as Bethany beyond the Jordan.
Known in antiquity as Beth Abara, or House of the Crossing, where Joshua led the Israelites across the Jordan River to the Promised Land.
Associated with Prophet Elijah's ascension to heaven in a chariot of fire.
Excavations were initiated in 1996 after the 1994 Israel-Jordan Peace Treaty, and the area was cleared of mines.
Findings uncovered more than 20 Christian sites, which included churches, baptismal pools, and water systems dating back to the Roman and Byzantine periods.
The original baptism site is believed to be near a spring-fed riverbed called the Wadi Rum, which is located near the present-day Greek Orthodox Church of John the Baptist.
Excavations have also revealed remnants of a 5th century Byzantine monastery and churches constructed to honor the prophet Elijah. This is the area believed to be Tel Akarar, or Elijah's Hill, which is the location venerated as the spot where Elijah ascended into heaven.
As far back as 333 AD, early pilgrims described visits to Bethany beyond the Jordan. A common pilgrim route was Jerusalem to Jericho, across the Jordan River, and then to Mount Nebo.
By the 6th century, Byzantine Emperor Anastasius I constructed a church at the site, built on high arches to withstand flooding. Archaeologists have uncovered remains of these piers and other significant structures.
During the 1st, 4th centuries of the Christian era, Christianity faced frequent persecution under the Roman state. It was only after the faith was first tolerated and eventually declared the official state religion of the Roman Empire that open Christian worship became possible.
Maghtas offers visitors a profound connection to biblical history, enriched by its archaeological discoveries and serene surroundings. Whether for spiritual reflection or historical exploration, it's a destination that leaves a lasting impression.
Jesus' baptism is also honored on the western bank of the Jordan River at a site in the West Bank known as Qasr al-Yahud. For more information about this location, be sure to check out our YouTube channel, where we've shared the detailed guides and insights. About 90 minutes north from the baptismal site is the Jerash Archaeological Site and Museum. From the city of Amman, the site is about a 45-minute drive north.
Like other sites in Jordan, the operating hours change based on the time of year. During our visit, the winter hours, November through April, were 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The summer hours were 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. In April and May, it's 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And during the holy month of Ramadan, it is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. As always, we recommend double-checking the operating hours as it gets closer to your trip.
At the time of our visit, the cost was 10 Jordanian dinars. If you have the Jordan Pass, this site would be covered.
Nestled in the broad valley of the biblical mountains of Gilead, about 50 kilometers north of Amman, Jerash is one of the largest and best preserved Roman cities in the Middle East. Known as Gerasa in antiquity, it was one of the 10 cities of the Decapolis, a league of culturally Greek cities that came under Roman control in the 1st century BCE. The New Testament mentions this league in the Gospels of Matthew and Mark.
By the Byzantine period, Jerash became a Christian city, boasting over 20 churches for its population of approximately 25,000. Bishops from Jerash actively participated in early church councils, and the ruins of these ancient churches still echo the city's spiritual legacy.
However, Jerash's fortunes declined in the 7th century due to Persian and Muslim conquests, compounded by devastating earthquakes in the 8th century. The city was abandoned and lay buried in sand for centuries, only to be rediscovered in the early 19th century in remarkable condition.
Your journey to the archaeological site begins just outside the ancient city, marked by a magnificent triumphal arch with 3 grand openings. This structure was built to honor Emperor Hadrian's visit in 129 to 130 AD. Adjacent to the arch lies a 2nd century hippodrome, a sprawling arena that once held up to 15,000 spectators who gathered to witness exhilarating horse and chariot races. In its recent history, the site hosted chariot reenactments, offering a vivid glimpse into the thrilling spectacles of the ancient world.
To the right of the Hippodrome, across the road, stands the Church of Marianos, an architectural gem built in 570 AD during the term of Bishop Marianos, for whom it was named. This church is renowned for its breathtaking mosaic floors featuring intricate geometric designs that have earned the nickname the Mosaic Church. Surrounding the church are numerous subterranean tombs dating back to the 1st and 2nd centuries, part of what is known as the Southern Necropolis, adding to the site's rich historical tapestry.
Continuing north past the visitor center, you will encounter the Southern Gate, a grand monumental arch that marks the southern entrance to the ancient city. Today, this gate serves as the primary access point to the site, though this was not always the case. Beyond the gate lies a vaulted passage that once served as the original entrance to ancient Jerash, situated at the beginning of the historic road leading to Philadelphia.
The Southern Gate later became part of a 3.4-kilometer-long city wall constructed in the early 4th century CE, likely in response to a devastating looting incident that resulted in widespread destruction across the city. Interestingly, archaeological evidence suggests that no earlier defensive walls existed, indicating that Jerash remained an open city well into the early Byzantine period.
After passing through the Southern Gate, you'll find the Temple of Zeus to your left, perched atop a hill with a commanding view of the Oval Plaza. This sacred site served as the place of worship from the Bronze Age through the late Roman period. During the Roman era, a significant religious monument was constructed here and later expanded to encompass the hilltop.
The temple comprises two main sections: the lower terrace, built around 27 AD, and the upper terrace, completed around 162 AD. In the mid-5th century, the sanctuary was repurposed by Byzantine settlers as a monastery, and later by farmers and craftsmen. Following the devastating earthquake of 749 AD, the site was abandoned but saw brief reoccupation in the 12th century by a small group of crusaders. Today, the temple stands as a testament to the layers of history that have shaped this remarkable site.
Adjacent to the Temple of Zeus stands the Southern Theater, the largest and oldest of the theaters in Jerash. Constructed between 80 and 96 AD, this grand structure could accommodate over 3,000 spectators. Inscriptions discovered at the site reveal that its construction was funded by several generous benefactors, including a former Roman legionnaire.
In ancient Roman society, theaters were central to cultural life, hosting a variety of performances that entertained and united the community. Though parts of the theater were damaged during the earthquake of 749 AD, it likely found new purpose in the medieval period as a fortress, providing refuge for a small group of crusaders before the region was permanently reconquered.
Despite its turbulent history, the Southern Theater remains remarkably well preserved. Today, it continues to serve as a venue for concerts and other performances, a living testament to its enduring legacy.
Below the Southern Theater and the Temple of Zeus lies the iconic Oval Plaza, a stunning example of Jerash's architectural splendor and urban planning. This expansive plaza served as a vital connection between the Cardo, the main north-south street of Jerash, and the sanctuary of Zeus.
Constructed in the early 2nd century, during Emperor Trajan's reign, the plaza's defining feature is the colonnade of Ionic columns encircling its perimeter. However, the elegant stone paving was not added until the 4th century.
At the plaza's center once stood two small but significant monuments. The first was a base likely supporting a group of statues, possibly depicting priestesses. The second was a smaller base with 4 columns thought to have housed a statue of the emperor.
The Oval Plaza would have functioned as a bustling forum, a hub for political, social, and religious activities. It was a vibrant setting for triumphal processions, public speeches, criminal trials, and commercial transactions. Today, the Oval Plaza remains one of the most evocative and well-preserved features of Jerash, capturing the grandeur of its Roman heritage.
The main street, the Cardo Maximus, extends for 800 meters in a northerly direction from the Oval Plaza.
Continuing north, the first structure on your right is the site's museum, while a little further to the left lies the Masalum, an ancient food market. The term Masalum comes from Latin and refers to a marketplace, and this was constructed towards the end of the 2nd century.
The Masalum features an octagonal design centered around a paved courtyard with a Greek cross-shaped fountain at its focal point. Surrounding the courtyard is a portico adorned with Corinthian columns, which opened into large niches where merchant stalls were set up. One of these niches appears to have served as a butcher shop, as evidenced by a thick stone slab bearing numerous knife marks and grooves. The slab space is sculpted with animal motifs, further suggesting its use in meat preparation.
Adjacent to the Masalum stands a mosque dating back to the Umayyad or Abbasid era. During the early Umayyad rule, it is believed that most of the city's population remained Christian, with Muslims primarily occupying administrative roles. As a result, many of the city's churches continued to function.
Over time, however, the population gradually began converting to Islam, creating the need for a dedicated place of worship for the growing Muslim community. In response, a large mosque was constructed in the center of the city during the first half of the 8th century, reflecting this significant cultural and religious shift.
Continuing along the Cardo Maximus toward the north gate, when you reach the intersection, you will see the remains of the South Tetrapylon. Tetrapylon stands for 4 gates or pillars. This structure usually has a portal on all 4 sides. Today, all that remains are the 4 pedestals, which once supported statues to the Tetrarchs, Diocletian, Maximian, Hercules, Constantius Chlorus, and Galerius. To see a more complete tetrapylon, further up on the Cardo Maximus is the North Tetrapylon.
Next up, past the South Tetrapylon, you will encounter 2 significant structures on your left, the Cathedral and the Church of St. Theodore.
The cathedral, despite its name, shows no evidence of serving as the seat of a bishop. It is, however, the oldest church in Jerash, built atop the ruins of a Roman temple that may have been dedicated to Dionysus, the god of wine. The cathedral's outdoor atrium features a small pool, thought to have been filled with wine during celebrations of the miracle at the wedding of Cana. Along the outer eastern wall is a shrine dedicated to the Virgin Mary, with an inscription mentioning her and the archangels Michael and Gabriel. Notably, some of the stones used in its construction were repurposed from the nearby Temple of Zeus.
To the west of the cathedral on a higher level lies the Church of St. Theodore. An inscription dates its construction to 494 to 496 AD during the tenure of Aeneas in honor of St. Theodore. Above the main doorway, another inscription reads, "The one passing by this place used to close his nose because of the bad smell. Today he raises his right hand and draws the sign of the Holy Cross." This likely references the sacrifices once burned on the nearby altar of the Temple of Artemis. The church was undergoing renovations when it was destroyed by the earthquake of 749 AD.
Further west, the church complex comprises 3 interconnected churches sharing walls in a common atrium, all built between 529 and 533 AD.
The Church of St. George on the south side was still in use during the 8th century. However, its mosaics were defaced by iconoclasts opposed to the depiction of humans and animals.
The Church of St. John the Baptist at the center has a mosaic floor that, despite damage, still displays images of the 4 seasons, plants, animals, and representations of the Egyptian cities of Alexandria and Memphis.
The Church of Saints Cosmas and Damian on the north side features the most splendid mosaic in Jerash. It includes depictions of gazelles, rabbits, peacocks, sheep, and other animals, as well as churchwarden Theodore and his wife Georgia praying with outstretched arms. Saints Cosmas and Damian, twin brothers and doctors, were martyred by the Romans. Known as the unmercenary saints, they practiced medicine without charge, serving the poor selflessly.
Behind the church complex lies the Church of St. Genesius, built in 611 AD. This is one of Jerash's last churches before the Persian invasion.
Back on the Cardo Maximus, next to the cathedral, is the Nymphaeum. As Gerasa flourished and grew, the need for a reliable water source became crucial. By 125 AD, a water system was established, and by the late 2nd century, the main aqueduct's flow was increased to meet the rising demand, particularly after the construction of the baths. To further enhance the city's water infrastructure, the monumental Nephium was built around 190 to 191 AD, providing a central water source to complement the smaller fountains along the Cardo.
This grand fountain served as a vital public resource, meeting the daily water needs of the city's inhabitants.
Near the Nymphaeum and the Propylaeum of Artemis, you'll encounter a fascinating engineering marvel, the Roman moving columns. Unlike typical columns, these sway subtly in response to a breeze or minor seismic activity, a testament to ancient ingenuity. Their movement is due to their unique construction, slightly conical drums stacked without rigid fixation, allowing for flexibility. Located in a seismically active area, this design absorbed energy from small earthquakes, preserving the structures for centuries. Visitors can witness this phenomenon firsthand, even feeling the movement by placing fingers in the column's crevices. As a demonstration, our guides stuck a spoon in a crevice at the base of the column and pushed the column. You can see in the video the spoon bobbed up and down.
Next, the nearby Propylaeum served as the ceremonial gateway, separating the sacred temple of Artemis from the secular city. Built as a shrine to Artemis, the patron goddess of Gerasa, the temple was intended to honor her as the protector of nature, animals, and chastity. Construction began in the 2nd century, but was never completed, with only 12 of the planned 32 columns erected. Over time, the temple may have been repurposed as a church and later as a crusader fort.
Across the Cardo Maximus from the Propylaeum lies the Church of the Propylaea. Originally part of Artemis's sanctuary before its conversion to a Christian church, it was likely destroyed by the devastating earthquake of 749 AD.
Continuing north along the Cardo, you'll find the ruins of the Western Baths on your right. Built in the 2nd century, this impressive complex featured hot, warm, and cold baths. Roman baths served as a social hub, where citizens gathered for relaxation, music, and lively discussions.
Opposite the baths is the North Theater. Initially constructed as a meeting place for the municipal council and representatives of Gerasa's 12 civic tribes. Later, it became an Odeon for music and poetry recitals. Built during the reign of Hadrian or Trajan, it was damaged in the 749 earthquake.
West of the North Theater are the remains of the Church of Bishop Isaiah, built in 621. An inscription commemorates its construction during Bishop Isaiah's tenure, using repurposed Roman materials. Its mosaic floor, though partially mutilated by iconoclasts, retains intricate designs. The church, like many structures, was destroyed in the 749 earthquake.
To the north of the theater are the Agora and a public building, once bustling centers for civic life. The Agora served as an open meeting space, while the public building likely hosted official gatherings and court proceedings. Charred remains suggest that they were destroyed in a violent fire, possibly during a late 3rd century raid.
The Cardo Maximus concludes at the North Gate. Constructed around 115 AD and commissioned by Claudius Severus, dedicated to Emperor Trajan as the city's founder and savior, this monumental gateway marks the northern boundary of ancient Gerasa.
The ancient city of Jerash showcases the brilliance, resilience, and cultural diversity of its past inhabitants. From the grandeur of its arches and temples to the intricate mosaics and lively public spaces, every corner of this site tells a story of innovation and faith. Its well-preserved ruins offer an immersive journey through time, connecting modern explorers to the ambitions and artistry of the centuries gone by. Jerash is not just a glimpse into the past, it's a living tribute to the enduring mark of human achievement.
After wrapping up our sightseeing in Jerash, we made our way to our first accommodations in Amman, the Ayass Hotel. The drive from Jerash to the hotel took about 40 minutes, and we found the hotel to be a great fit for our needs. The rooms were comfortable and well appointed, offering a relaxing space after a day of exploring.
The hotel also featured convenient facilities, including an on-site restaurant and a Starbucks, a bonus for coffee lovers like me. Lately, I've started collecting coffee mugs as travel souvenirs. There's something special about sipping coffee at home and reminiscing about past adventures. For Jordan, the Starbucks mug I picked up was particularly striking, featuring iconic sites from Petra, like the monastery and the treasury, along with some desert landscapes that were reminiscent of Wadi Rum.
If you're interested in exploring the area around the hotel, there are plenty of dining options to suit different tastes. For a quick and familiar bite, McDonald's and Hardee's are just a short walk away. If you're feeling adventurous, there are also numerous local restaurants offering a chance to dive into Jordanian cuisine.
To our surprise and delight, we came across a nearby street food park. What immediately caught our attention was its playful nod to home, a sign inspired by the iconic Welcome to Las Vegas design. It was a fun and unexpected detail that made the experience even more memorable. The Amman Citadel, as the name suggests, is located right in the city of Amman. From our hotel, it was about a 22-minute drive. During winter, November through April, the Citadel is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. During summer, it's open 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And in April and May, it's 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And during the holy month of Ramadan, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At the time of our visit, the cost of admission was 2 JD. However, if you have a Jordan pass, this location would be covered.
The Amman Citadel is an open-air museum that takes visitors on a journey through history, showcasing relics from different civilizations that once thrived in the region. It has seen the rise and fall of great empires like the Assyrians, Babylonians, Romans, Umayyads. This historical site has connections to biblical deities such as Milcom and endured countless wars and natural disasters.
The Citadel is home to Jordan's first National Archaeological Museum, which displays incredible artifacts such as pottery, statues, and coins from Amman and other archaeological sites across Jordan.
To help illustrate a few of the highlights, we are going to be utilizing a map from the location. From the parking lot, the first stop is the arrival gateway, where you'll find the ticket office and restrooms.
Continuing along the path from the ticket office, if you take the first left, you will discover the Temple of Hercules, one of the Citadel's most famous landmarks. Built by the Romans, only remnants of the temple remain, including the famous hand and arm of a giant Hercules statue. You can also see 2 complete columns, each standing 30 feet tall, and ruins of other columns. The temple was originally built on top of an earlier structure believed to be dedicated to the Ammonite god Milcom.
It should be noted that the city of Amman directly derives its name from the ancient Ammonites, which literally translates to the sons of Ammon.
If you look a little off the far left corner of the temple and behind you to the right, you'll see the remains of the edges of this former sacred precinct. Surrounding the larger perimeter would have been porticos towards the temple.
To the left of the Temple of Hercules, you'll see the remains of the Ayyubid Watchtower, which offered strategic views of the surrounding area. Interestingly, materials from the Roman Temple of Hercules were repurposed to build this tower.
Heading back towards the path that we were on from the ticket office, we're going to turn left. A little up the path on the right, you will come up to the early Bronze Age cave. This cave is dated to the 3rd century. This cave contains rock-cut burials, which were reused during the Umayyad period to quarry stones for construction at the Citadel.
Further down this pathway, you will come across the remains of sculptures, which is in front of the Archaeological Museum. This is where you will find a collection of artifacts, such as pottery vessels, statues, and coins, found in Amman and other archaeological sites from Jordan.
Continuing along as we go around the museum, to the right, you will come across the residential remains of the Umayyad period. Adjacent to these ruins is the former Umayyad Mosque, which had unique vaulted ceilings, a feature not seen in the region before the 9th century.
Behind the mosque, before the path veers off to the left, is the area believed to be the marketplace, with various sections for merchants. Following the path that veers left, you will come across another area believed to have been used as residential units to your right.
Continuing, towards the end of the pathway, you will reach the ruins of the Umayyad Audience Hall and Throne Chamber. This area includes a potential throne room with a mosaic floor, side rooms, and a possible storage area for ceremonial items.
Moving forward along the path, we'll next come across the North Temple Wall and the colonnaded street. This pathway once connected the entrance hall to the inner palace complex. Access to the street would have been restricted with gates at each end. Along this section, on both sides, were areas considered to be residential units.
The domed entrance hall was known as the Monumental Gateway. This structure, like others on the Citadel, was constructed on the remains of earlier buildings from potentially as early as the 4th century. The visitors would be received here and then declared to the governor before they were allowed entry.
On the other side of the monumental gateway is a courtyard, where on either side you will find the ruins of former souks or spaces for merchants.
Walking down this pathway before reaching the fork, you will find the remains of the Byzantine church, built in the 6th century with a basilica layout. The church was adorned with Corinthian capitals from the Temple of Hercules.
At the fork in the path, if you take a left and head around the back of the church and follow the path all the way down, you will reach the cistern. This was a large cistern built to collect rainwater and supply water to the baths and other areas of the settlement. The nearby Umayyad bathhouse was an important social space, featuring rooms for various stages of bathing and relaxation. Although the decorative features of the bath have been lost, its structure and layout provide a glimpse into the daily life during the Umayyad period.
To summarize, the Amman Citadel offers a fascinating glimpse into the history of several ancient civilizations, with significant ruins like the Temple of Hercules, the Ayyubid Watchtower, the Umayyad Audience Hall, and a Byzantine church. Visitors can explore the site's museum, remnants of homes, markets, a former palace, and religious structures, and learn about the advanced water systems and bathhouses used by the people who once lived there.
Located just a 40-minute drive southwest of Amman, St. George's Church in Madaba is home to one of the most extraordinary treasures of ancient Christian art, the Madaba mosaic map. With an admission fee of just 1 Jordanian dinar, the church is open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., welcoming visitors to explore this historical and spiritual landmark.
The Madaba mosaic map, a masterpiece of Byzantine craftsmanship, was originally created in the mid-6th century and is considered the oldest known map of the Holy Land. The map was composed of over 1 million tiny pieces of colored stone, though only a portion of it has survived the centuries. It was rediscovered in 1884, and its full significance wasn't realized until 1896, after the Greek Orthodox Church of St. George was built over it.
Madaba, now famously known as the City of Mosaics, is home to not only this remarkable map, but also the ruins of 5 other churches and numerous other mosaic sites. The map itself originally covered an area of over 15.5 by 5.5 meters, spanning from Lebanon in the north to the Nile Delta in the south, though less than a third of it remains today.
Despite some inaccuracies, the Madaba mosaic map is regarded as the most detailed depiction of the Holy Land before the advent of modern cartography. Unlike contemporary maps, which are oriented with north at the top, this map is oriented with east at the top, with the Jordan River flowing from left to right.
The artist behind the mosaic used colored stones and glass to depict biblical locations, historical events, and religious names, labeling them with about 150 Greek inscriptions. Among the notable features of the map are Jericho surrounded by palm trees, Jacob's well at Shechem, the Oak of Mamre at Hebron, and the baptism of Jesus by John the Baptist in the Jordan River. The map also illustrates the allotments of the 12 tribes of Israel and vivid scenes like a lion chasing a gazelle, fish swimming in the Jordan River, and ferries crossing both the Jordan and the Dead Sea.
At the heart of the mosaic is a detailed bird's-eye view of Jerusalem with its walls, gates, and 36 buildings, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, all meticulously depicted.
The purpose of this intricate mosaic remains a topic of debate among scholars. Some theories suggest it may have been commissioned to aid pilgrims in navigating between sacred sites, though the map was too large and stationary for this. Another theory connects it to Moses' vision of the Promised Land, as Madaba is situated near Mount Nebo, where Moses is said to have seen the land. Others believe the map was created to enhance the spiritual experience of the worshippers, with the map spanning the floor of the church between the altar and the congregation.
The map's contents reflect its intention as a work of biblical geography, likely drawing from sources such as Eusebius's Onomasticon, a gazetteer of biblical place names, the Journals of Pilgrims, and the artist's own knowledge of the region.
St. George's Church in Madaba houses the Madaba mosaic map, a 6th century Byzantine treasure, depicting the Holy Land in vibrant colored stones. Although its full purpose remains debated, the map is regarded as the most accurate depiction of the Holy Land before modern cartography. With its focus on Christian sites, particularly Jerusalem, the mosaic serves as a profound spiritual and geographical representation of the Christian faith.
A short 15-minute drive northwest of St. George's Church leads to the serene summit of Mount Nebo, a site of profound historical and spiritual significance. According to biblical tradition, after leading the Israelites through 40 years in the desert, Moses stood on this very mountain and gazed upon the promised land of Canaan.
On clear days, pilgrims today can witness the same sweeping scene Moses saw, with the horizon stretching across the Dead Sea, the Jordan River Valley, Jericho, Bethlehem, and even the distant hills of Jerusalem.
As recounted in Deuteronomy, Moses died on Mount Nebo, but no one knows his burial place to this day.
Throughout history, the mountain has been a revered site for Christian pilgrims. Early Christian communities, particularly from Jerusalem, began visiting Mount Nebo, and by the 3rd or 4th century, Egyptian monks had constructed a small church on one of the mountain's peaks to commemorate Moses' final moments.
By the late 4th century, an empty tomb of Moses was being shown to pilgrims, further solidifying the site's sacred status. The monks' church was later expanded into a large basilica, and in the 5th and 6th centuries, complete with exquisite Byzantine mosaics and a grand baptistry. Though much of the original structure has faded over time, the remarkable mosaics still remain inside the modern shrine.
One of the main mosaics, measuring 9 meters by 3 meters, illustrates scenes of monastic life, such as winemaking, hunting, and animals native to the region, providing a glimpse into the daily life of early Christian communities.
In the 1930s, excavations at Mount Nebo uncovered significant findings, including 6 tombs carved into the rock beneath the basilica's mosaic floor. These discoveries were inspired in part by the detailed journal of the early Christian pilgrim Jerash, who visited the site in AD 394.
Outside the modern shrine, visitors can also see the striking brazen serpent monument. This modern sculpture creatively merges the bronze serpent Moses erected in the desert with the Christian symbol of the cross, making it a powerful reminder of both Moses' legacy and the sacrifice of Jesus.
It should be noted that during the time that we visited, it was very windy, so it may be a good idea to double-check the weather and plan your outfits accordingly.
After Mount Nebo, we made our way towards our next accommodation, which was the Petra Moon Luxury Hotel. Whether you're driving from Mount Nebo or Amman, it is about a 3-hour drive south. Located just a short walk from the entrance to Petra, the Petra Moon Luxury Hotel offers both convenience and comfort, making it an ideal base for exploring the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
The hotel itself is a modern oasis with spacious, well-appointed rooms that provide a relaxing retreat after a day of exploration. One of the standout features of Petra Moon is its rooftop terrace, which offers breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains and desert. It's the perfect spot to unwind and take in the stunning sunset over Petra.
Aside from the panoramic roof terrace, it should be noted that this property has 2 cafes, a Turkish bath and spa, a rooftop gym, and a kids' play area.
With its prime location, amenities, and warm hospitality, Petra Moon Luxury Hotel is a great choice for anyone visiting this iconic destination.
Nestled in southern Jordan, Petra is one of the world's most iconic archaeological sites. Known as the Rose Red City, due to its vibrant hues of its sandstone cliffs. Petra was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom and a key hub of ancient trade. This UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the new 7 wonders of the world, is a destination that leaves visitors in awe of its beauty and history.
Petra is located near the modern-day town of Wadi Musa, which means Valley of Moses, approximately 240 kilometers south of Amman, Jordan's capital. Accessible by car, bus, or organized tours, the journey takes about 3 hours from Amman and 2 hours from Aqaba.
Petra is open every day of the year, and the hours of operation are, during summer from May to September, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. During winter from October through April, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ticket prices as of 2025 are as follows. For a one-day ticket for foreign visitors, it's 50 Jordanian dinars, or approximately $70 US. A 2-day ticket is 55 Jordanian dinars, or approximately $77 US. And a 3-day ticket is 60 Jordanian dinars, or approximately $85 US.
Discounted rates are available for Jordanian citizens and residents. Tickets can be purchased at the Petra Visitor Center in Wadi Musa or online. This site is also included in the Jordan Pass.
Now, here are some practical tips for visiting Petra.
First, you want to start early. Arrive as close to the opening time as possible to beat the crowds and the heat.
You should consider wearing some comfortable shoes because exploring Petra is going to involve some extensive walking, including uneven terrain and some steep climbs.
Make sure that you stay hydrated. Bring plenty of water, especially during the warmer months.
We would advise to use a guide or an audio guide to fully appreciate Petra's history and significance.
And make sure you dress modestly. While Jordan is relatively liberal, modest attire is respectful and practical in Petra's environment. Petra was originally known as Edom, the historical home of the Edomites, descendants of Esau, until the Nabateans displaced them in the mid-2nd century, transforming Petra into their capital. Ingenious aqueducts and cisterns sustained this desert oasis, enabling the Nabateans to flourish as masters of regional trade. Their wealth was augmented by tolls levied on caravans, and some traditions suggest that the 3 wise men procured their gold, myrrh, and frankincense in Petra en route to Bethlehem.
By 106 AD, Petra was annexed by the Roman Empire. Though trade routes shifted and earthquakes plagued the region, Petra remained significant until its decline and eventual abandonment in the 13th century. It remained forgotten by the Western world until 1812, when a young Swiss explorer, Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, disguised as a pilgrim, persuaded a local guide to take him there.
While Petra is deeply rooted with its Nabatean roots, it was also known later as a significant Christian center. Early records recount the martyrdom of Christians during Emperor Diocletian's persecution in the early 4th century for refusing to sacrifice to Roman gods. By 343 AD, Petra's bishops were participating in church councils and synods. Crosses etched into sandstone tombs repurposed as churches, alongside newly constructed ones, marked the city's gradual conversion to Christianity.
According to tradition, a pivotal moment occurred in 423 AD, when Mar Salma and 40 monks were denied entry to the city. It is said that they prayed for divine intervention. In response, or by coincidence, a rainstorm ended a 4-year drought, causing part of the city wall to collapse and thereby granting them access. This extraordinary event, regarded as a miracle, inspired many, including pagan priests, to embrace Christianity.
For this guide, we are going to follow the main pathway from the entry gate to the monastery. Along the way, we will be taking a closer look at Petra's most iconic landmarks and their fascinating stories.
From the entry gate, located roughly 400 meters from the visitor center, the first point of interest is the gym blocks. These blocks are unique in design and enigmatic in purpose. They are some of the earliest monumental tombs in the city. 3 massive gym blocks stand out. 2 feature interior burial chambers, while the 3rd holds a grave on its top. Although their exact function remains debated, these structures highlight the Nabateans' reverence for the afterlife. The term jinn is an Arabic word, and it refers to supernatural spirits. though there's no historical connection to the Nabatean blocks. It should be noted that the term genie is a westernized version of the djinn. Alternatively, they are known as god blocks, as they echo the Nabatean practice of representing deities as stone pillars.
On the opposite side of the blocks, you will see stairs leading up to the snake tomb. Inside, on the right wall, you will get a glimpse of Nabatean artistry, which are two striking wall reliefs. In the first, two large snakes slither upward. One snake grips the rear leg of an animal, while the other approaches its head, creating a mysterious scene that scholars interpret as symbolic of guardianship or an evil warding element. The second relief, smaller but equally intriguing, depicts a horse with detailed bridles carrying a cube-like object identified as a betel, a sacred idol carried during Nabatean processions. These reliefs were not known to the modern world until 1907.
Adjacent to the snake tomb, you will find a fascinating duo showcasing Egyptian and Nabatean artistry, which is the obelisk tomb and the triclinium. Carved in the 1st century, the obelisk tomb features 4 pyramidal obelisks and a central niche symbolizing 5 burials. Beneath it lies the triclinium, likely a communal dining area for ceremonial purposes. This set of ruins is nicknamed Dorotheo's house due to Greek inscriptions of the structure. It is possible that this was utilized as his dwelling.
Moving forward along the path, you'll reach the Sick, a dramatic, narrow gorge stretching over 1 kilometer and flanked by towering rock walls. This natural corridor, formed by the splitting of a mountain, once hosted a triumphal arch at its entrance. Along the Sick, visitors encounter remnants of ancient engineering, including water channels and a tunnel designed to redirect flash floods. Carved betels, sacred stones, and the remnants of a paved road further enrich this atmospheric gateway. Walking through the Sick feels like stepping into a realm where nature and history converge.
Spoiler alert, one of the most breathtaking moments in Petra happens as you reach the end of the Sick. Through the narrow canyon walls, you'll catch your first glimpse of the iconic treasury, which is nothing short of magical.
While this view is undeniably stunning, did you know there's an even more spectacular way to experience the treasury? By earning a view from above, you'll be rewarded with an unreal perspective on this ancient wonder, which is typically bypassed by most tourists. To achieve reaching this vantage point, here are a few options.
First, the stairway route. To the left of the treasury, a steep, rock-carved stairway leads to a higher vantage point. The climb takes about 15 minutes and typically requires a guide to access.
Secondly, for a slightly longer trek, you could take the Al-Qubta Trail, which is located past the theater and royal tombs. This hike, lasting roughly 30 minutes, rewards you with incredible aerial views of the treasury.
For our visit, we ventured onto a lesser-known path with our wonderful guide, whose name happened to be Saddam Hussein. This off-the-beaten-track route began near the triclinium and offered a quieter, more captivating experience far from the bustling crowds. As we hiked through the rugged terrain, we were immersed in Petra's serene natural beauty.
Along the way, our guide shared fascinating insights about Petra's history and culture, pointing out details we would have otherwise missed. For instance, he showed us markings carved into the stone that were used for a game similar to Mancala. He also explained how the vibrant red sand around Petra served as natural makeup for the Bedouins.
After a couple of hours, we had reached our goal. Arriving at the overlook was an unforgettable moment.
Okay, guys. Now from this point, we have to prepare for a surprise. Okay?
Okay.
We have to hang our hands. I don't want to tell you that to close your eyes. Just open your eyes, but only watch your steps.
Okay.
Your feet.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And walk.
Okay. Just like
Don't
this
cheat.
again.
So don't
No
break
cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't break the surprise. When I say look in front of you, you have to look, okay?
Okay.
Just firstly, keep watching
Looking down.
yourself.
Just
Stop
looking
it.
down.
Close your eyes.
Ah,
Close
Close your eyes. Open your
Not
eyes.
looking yet.
come on, follow me. To
Okay,
the wall,
okay.
To the wall. To the wall, please. No,
On
no.
it? Oh, I was like, oh my gosh.
Just to the wall.
Okay, looking at
Look
the
in
wall.
front of you.
Oh, wow.
Surprised.
Oh my gosh.
The first glimpse of the treasury from above felt like a well-earned reward after our hike. After soaking in the sight, our talented guide captured stunning photos and videos that highlighted the phenomenal vantage point. From this spot, there was even an area to relax and savor a cup of tea with the locals. It gives you time to further soak in the atmosphere. On the wall behind us, we notice an eclectic display of currency left by tourists from all around the world, along with vintage photos, including one of our guide.
After relishing the experience, we descended via the steep stairway near the treasury, rejoining the main path. The mix of adventure, breathtaking views, and authentic local connections made this part of our Petra journey absolutely remarkable.
Whether you take a known trail, opt for a lesser traveled path, or experience seeing the treasury through the sick, that moment, where you initially catch a glimpse of the treasury, is essential to any Jordan itinerary.
Returning to the main path, the treasury, or Al-Khazna in Arabic, is a masterpiece of Nabatean craftsmanship. Strategically located at the entrance of the Siq, its towering facade and intricate design make it the most iconic monument in Petra.
The name treasury originates from a Bedouin legend claiming that a pharaoh hid his treasure in the urn atop the structure. Bullet holes are still visible, remnants of attempts to retrieve the supposed fortune. In reality, the treasury served as a mausoleum, likely for funerary purposes. Some archaeologists date its construction to the reign of Nabatean king Ayass IV, a conclusion supported by excavations in front of the structure.
The facade showcases a fascinating blend of Nabatean artistry and Hellenistic influence. Its 6 Corinthian columns are adorned with a frieze featuring winged griffins and decorative vases. At the center, the goddess Isis presides, flanked by dancing Amazons wielding axes. Just above the steps, a circular hole marks where priests may have performed sacrificial rituals.
A groundbreaking discovery in 2003 revealed 3 Nabatean royal tombs beneath the treasury, dating back to the 1st century BC. This find adds further depth into the historical and cultural significance of this extraordinary monument, solidifying its place as a treasure of human history.
Visiting Petra is a highlight of any Jordanian adventure, but to elevate your experience to new heights, consider exploring the treasury under the stars. As moonlight softly illuminates the sandstone cliffs and hundreds of candles guide your path through the ancient city, Petra by night transforms into an ethereal wonderland.
Petra by Night runs on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, starting at 8:30 p.m. and concluding around 10:30 p.m. Consider arriving a bit early to secure a good spot and savor the atmosphere before the event begins.
Your evening begins with a candlelit stroll through the Siq, a narrow gorge framed by towering cliffs that seem to stretch endlessly skyward. Flickering lights mark the 1.2-kilometer path, creating a serene and anticipatory atmosphere. The quiet crunch of footsteps on the sandy floor and the hushed voices of fellow visitors heighten the sense of wonder, culminating in your arrival at the treasury.
As you step into the open space before the iconic treasury, the sight is nothing short of breathtaking. Hundreds of candles cast their warm golden light on the intricately carved facade, transforming it into a living work of art. Visitors are invited to settle on traditional Bedouin mats, setting the stage for an intimate and immersive evening.
Guests are welcome with a steaming cup of Bedouin tea infused with aromatic herbs like sage or cardamom. This simple yet heartwarming gesture reflects the Bedouin tradition of hospitality, making visitors feel like honored guests.
The event begins with the storyteller recounting the rich history and legends of Petra, connecting visitors to the ancient city's past in an intimate and engaging way.
Local Bedouin musicians take center stage, filling the canyon with the haunting melodies of the rababa, which is a traditional string instrument, and rhythmic drum beats. The music resonates through the night, adding a soulful depth to the magical surroundings.
Now for some extra tips to try to make the most of your visit.
For tickets, Petra by night tickets are priced at 17 Jordanian dinar per person and are not included in the Jordan Pass. Tickets can be purchased at the Petra Visitor Center or through authorized tour operators.
Make sure you bring a jacket because the desert can get chilly at night.
While you will have an obligatory photo or a couple of photos, be sure to take some time to immerse yourself in the experience without that distraction.
Petra by night isn't just an event, it's an emotional journey through time and culture. From the glow of the candles to the echo of ancient music, every element combines to create a memory that you'll treasure forever. Long after the candles have been extinguished and the desert silence returns, the magic of this night, it's gonna stay with you.
Nestled just 14 kilometers north of the famous Petra in Jordan, Little Petra, or Sit Galbered, offers a quieter but equally enchanting glimpse into the Nabatean civilization. Its name, meaning Cold Canyon, reflects its narrow, shaded passageways, which provided respite from the desert heat. While often overshadowed by its larger neighbor, Little Petra is a treasure trove of historical and architectural wonders that make it worth a visit.
Little Petra is open year-round, and unlike Petra, entry to Little Petra is free, making it an excellent addition to any itinerary.
Little Petra showcases the engineering brilliance of the Nabateans, particularly in their water management systems. As you enter, you'll notice remnants of a dam that once controlled water flow, essential for sustaining life in this arid region. Nearby, water cisterns carved into the rock further demonstrate how the Nabateans stored and preserved water, ensuring a steady supply for their settlements.
One of the most fascinating structures in Little Petra is the triclinium, an ancient dining hall carved into the rock. These rooms were used for feasting and social gatherings, complete with benches on 3 sides for reclining while eating, a hallmark of Nabatean hospitality. The triclinium offers a glimpse into the social and cultural practices of this advanced civilization. The painted biclinium is a true hidden gem. Tucked away within Little Petra, this small chamber contains remnants of delicate frescoes that date back over 2,000 years.
The paintings depict vines, leaves, and cherub figures, hinting at the Nabateans' connections to Mediterranean cultures. Though weathered, these frescoes remain a remarkable testament to the artistic and cultural influences that shaped Nabatean life.
Little Petra may be little in comparison to Petra, but its charm, history, and serenity make it a must-visit destination for travelers seeking a deeper connection with Jordan's ancient past.
After completing this visit, it was off to our next accommodation in Wadi Rum.
Located in the heart of the Wadi Rum Desert, about 2 hours south of Petra or 4 hours south of Amman, Memory's Aicha Luxury Camp offers a stay like no other, combining the rugged beauty of Jordan's iconic landscapes with comfortable accommodations. Our experience at this camp was nothing short of spectacular, and it's an unforgettable destination for anyone seeking adventure, comfort, and a connection to nature.
For our stay, we chose the Panoramic Luxury Suite, a dome-shaped haven that felt like we were sleeping on Mars. Welcome to the Wadi Rum Desert in Jordan. When we first decided that we were coming to Jordan and staying in the Wadi Rum, we knew there was one thing we had to do: stay in one of the famous Martian domes. We're here at the Aicha Memories Camp, and we're staying in their Panoramic Luxury Suite. Often called Martian domes because, as you can see, the desert landscape here is often used as a backdrop for many Hollywood films when they're trying to represent Mars. Like I said, it's a luxury suite. You can see the beautiful details all throughout the suite. The property here also provides nighttime stargazing, and they provide us with these beautifully thick robes to wear outside because we are in the desert and it is winter and it gets very cold. The room comes complete with our own coffee maker, for those early desert mornings. Let's take a look back here. A few added details. You can see the beautiful bed with the chandelier just above. And though we may be staying in a dome in the middle of the desert, this room comes with all the amenities of any other hotel room. We have a full bathroom here, full stand-up shower. You can see they provide everything for you. But the real reason the Martian Dome or the panoramic luxury suite is so popular is the view. That's all from Aicha Memories Camp. The suite's design allowed us to fully immerse ourselves in the red sand desert environment, offering uninterrupted views of the stunning Wadi Rum terrain. At night, lying under the dome and gazing at the stars was an experience that felt otherworldly, as if we were part of the vast expanse above.
One of the highlights of our stay was the stargazing activity offered by the camp. With minimal light pollution in the desert, the stars shone brilliantly, creating a celestial show that felt almost surreal. Knowledgeable guides pointed out constellations and shared stories about the desert skies, making the experience both educational and enchanting.
Memories Aicha Luxury Camp goes beyond luxury accommodations by offering a variety of activities that cater to different interests.
For example, you can go hiking or go on a walking tour, explore the rugged desert terrain, and discover hidden treasures with expert guides.
Or you could go horseback riding, ride across the sands like the Bedouins of old for an authentic desert experience.
They also offer themed dinner nights, where you can enjoy delicious local cuisine in a magical setting with traditional decor and an ambiance.
Or you could join a cultural tour or class, learn about the Bedouin traditions, crafts, and the history of the Wadi Rum.
There's also live music and performances where you can immerse yourself in the region's rich cultural heritage through live entertainment.
In addition, they offer archery, where you can channel your inner adventurer with this fun skill-based activity.
The camp effortlessly blends adventure with relaxation, providing an escape into nature without sacrificing comfort. Its unique accommodations, exceptional service, and range of activities make it an ideal choice for couples, families, or solo travelers looking to experience the magic of the Wadi Rum Desert.
Memories Aicha Luxury Camp isn't just a place to stay. It's a destination that lets you live out your desert dreams in style. Whether you're gazing at the stars, exploring the sandy dunes, or indulging in the luxurious amenities, every moment here feels like a memory in the making.
Wadi Rum, often called the Valley of the Moon, is one of Jordan's most enchanting landscapes. This vast desert is known for its dramatic sandstone mountains, red sand dunes, and ancient rock inscriptions. Whether you're a film enthusiast, history buff, or simply a lover of breathtaking scenery, Wadi Rum offers an extraordinary experience.
Wadi Rum's otherworldly beauty has captured the imagination of filmmakers for decades. Its Martian-like landscape has served as the backdrop for several iconic movies, including Lawrence of Arabia in 1962, 2015's The Martian, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker from 2019, as well as Dune, released in 2021.
Walking through Wadi Rum feels like you're stepping onto the set of a sci-fi epic, immersing you in the worlds of these cinematic masterpieces.
Entry to Wadi Rum typically costs 5 Jordanian dinars per person. However, this fee is waived for holders of the Jordan Pass, making it an excellent value for travelers planning to visit multiple attractions across Jordan. Many guided tours, jeep safaris, and camel treks include the entrance fee in their package price, so be sure to confirm that when booking.
Wadi Rum offers a wide array of experiences that showcase its natural and cultural treasures.
7 Pillars of Wisdom, named after T.E. Lawrence's famous book. These dramatic rock formations are a must-see. Rising steeply from the desert floor, they are a popular spot for photography and hiking.
Next is Al-Khazali Canyon. This narrow gorge serves as a natural refuge from the sun, while offering a fantastic glimpse into history. Its walls are adorned with ancient petroglyphs showcasing intricate depictions of people, animals, and scenes that hint at their ritual significance.
The petroglyphs of Wadi Rum, carved into the rock faces by the Nabateans and earlier civilizations, stand among the region's most captivating treasures. These ancient inscriptions include depictions of animals, hunting scenes, and some of the earliest forms of written communication. They provide a vivid window into the daily lives, cultural practices, and spiritual beliefs of the people who once thrived in this harsh yet beautiful desert environment.
Of course, you are going to be seeing some epic sunrise and sunset views. Watching the sun rise or set over Wadi Rum's red sands and jagged peaks is a magical experience. Many tours include stops at prime viewing locations to capture this natural spectacle.
Be sure you check out the array of desert activities available to you, including jeep safaris, which is a thrilling way to explore Wadi Rum's vast expanse, or camel rides where you can immerse yourself in the Bedouin traditions. Additionally, they have hot air balloon rides where you can experience a bird's eye view of the stunning desert landscape.
Your trip wouldn't be complete without experiencing some of the Bedouin culture. Local Bedouin tribes still inhabit Wadi Rum and offer an authentic cultural experience. Enjoy traditional meals, tea, and stories around a campfire, often as part of an overnight desert camp.
After our Wadi Rum adventure, we headed 2 hours north toward ash-Shawbak Castle.
Perched on a hilltop overlooking the vast Jordanian countryside, ash-Shawbak Castle, also known as Montreal, is a striking reminder of the Crusader era. Its storied past, dramatic setting, and well-preserved ruins make it an essential stop for history enthusiasts and adventurers alike.
Visiting ash-Shawbak Castle costs 1 Jordanian dinar for entry. For those with the Jordan Pass, the fee is included, providing an excellent opportunity to explore this historic site without additional cost.
The castle is open daily from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the summer months and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. during winter. Visitors are encouraged to arrive earlier in the day to fully explore the site before closing time.
Ash-Shawbak Castle was built in 1115 AD by Baldwin I of Jerusalem during the Crusader period. Its strategic location allowed for control over trade routes between Egypt and Syria. Known as Montreal at the time, meaning Royal Mountain, the castle became a significant fortification in the region.
Despite being besieged multiple times, the castle was only captured in 1189 by Saladin's forces, marking the end of its Crusader occupation. Today, the ruins stand as a testament to its turbulent history, featuring remnants of walls, towers, and tunnels.
When we visited ash-Shawbak Castle, the weather added an unexpected but mysterious element to the experience. A misty fog rolled over the hilltop, veiling the ruins in an ethereal light. The fog softened the stark outlines of the castle, lending it an air of mystery and transporting us back in time. Exploring the dimly lit passages and tunnels beneath the castle felt even more like stepping into history.
Now for some practical tips. You should wear sturdy shoes as the terrain around the castle can be uneven.
You may even want to bring a flashlight to explore the tunnels or the areas that may not have the best lighting.
A guide can provide fascinating details about the castle's history and architecture.
Ash-Shawbak Castle, whether bathed in sunlight or shrouded in mist, offers a captivating blend of history and atmosphere. It's a journey into the past that lingers long after you've left its ancient walls.
After this picturesque stop, we headed north for about 2 hours and 30 minutes to our next accommodation at the Dead Sea.
Located on the northern shores of the Dead Sea, the Movenpick Dead Sea Resort offers a luxurious escape that combines world-class amenities with direct access to one of the world's most unique natural wonders. Whether you're seeking relaxation, adventure, or wellness, this resort has something for everyone.
Depending on where your room is located, you'll be whisked away on a golf cart with your luggage to your comfortable and well-appointed room.
In terms of food, the resort boasts an array of restaurants catering to every taste.
For example, Luigi's Restaurant, where you can enjoy authentic Italian cuisine with the freshest of ingredients and wood-fired pizzas in a cozy atmosphere.
Or you can check out The Grill, which is perfect for meat lovers. This restaurant offers premium cuts of steak and fresh seafood prepared to perfection.
The Al Khayyam Bar and Oasis Lounge offers a great spot for light snacks, cocktails, and sunset views over the Dead Sea.
Or there's Chopsticks, where you can savor Asian flavors with expertly crafted dishes inspired by Chinese and Thai cuisine.
For its facilities, the resort features several pools, each offering a unique experience. First up, here is a video of the hydro pool, which seamlessly blends into the horizon, and it also offers stunning views of the Dead Sea. Also, there's a family pool, which is a lively option for guests traveling with children, complete with kid-friendly features.
If relaxation is tops on your list, they also offer the Quiet Pool. It's reserved for adults, and it's a tranquil pool that's ideal for seeking that peace.
We would be remiss if we did not mention its exquisite spa and treatments. The Zara Spa at Movenpick is a haven for wellness enthusiasts.
The spa facilities include hydrotherapy pools, steam rooms, saunas, and relaxation lounges, all designed to rejuvenate the body and mind.
Also, they have some signature treatments that you shouldn't miss. For example, they offer Dead Sea salt scrubs, mineral-rich mud wraps, and therapeutic massages. These services harness the healing properties of local ingredients for a truly immersive experience.
Now for what we all came here for, exploring the Dead Sea. The Movenpick offers private access to the Dead Sea, allowing guests to experience its buoyant waters and therapeutic mud in a serene setting. The shoreline is well maintained, with shaded loungers and convenient showers nearby.
The Dead Sea, one of the world's most unique natural wonders, has a history spanning thousands of years. Its name originates from its extreme salinity, which prevents most marine life from thriving, giving rise to the name Dead Sea. Geographically, it lies at the lowest point on Earth's surface, over 430 meters below sea level. And it's nestled between Jordan to the east and Israel on the West Bank to the west. Fed mainly by the Jordan River, the Dead Sea's water evaporates rapidly due to the arid climate, leaving behind a dense concentration of salts and minerals that make it famous for its buoyancy and therapeutic properties.
The Dead Sea is warm year-round, with water temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius in the winter to 30 degrees Celsius in the summer, making it a comfortable experience no matter when you visit.
Floating in the Dead Sea is like nothing else. It feels as though you're effortlessly suspended on the water's surface. The high salt concentration makes it impossible to sink, creating a sense of weightlessness and relaxation. The warm, mineral-rich water soothes your skin, while the surreal sensation of gliding over the shimmering surface leaves you feeling both amazed and at peace. It's truly a bucket list experience.
By the water's edge at the Movenpick Resort, you'll find a jar of the famous Dead Sea mud. This nutrient-rich mud is packed with minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium, known for their skin healing and detoxifying properties. Applying the mud to your skin helps improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and leaves your skin feeling soft and revitalized.
Whether lounging by the infinity pool, indulging in a luxurious spa treatment, or floating effortlessly in the Dead Sea, the Movenpick Dead Sea Resort delivers the perfect blend of relaxation, luxury, and natural wonder. It's more than just a stay, it's a transformative escape.
This concludes the sites that we visited in Jordan. The next day, we would take a morning flight to Cairo. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and stay tuned for our next episode exploring the historic and wonderful country of Egypt. And remember, don't just watch adventures,
Create them!